Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good morning, WKYT on the air with special coverage, and we're glad you're with us right now as we start off a very rough day with weather in the Bluegrass. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. We, of course, have declared today a First Alert Severe Weather Day. This morning, another round of snow continues to hit the Bluegrass.
And the snow literally is piling up out there, and that's been the case since last evening at a rate of almost 2 inches per hour. Let's check in with WKYT meteorologists Micah Harris and Jim Caldwell for the latest forecast.
Yeah, it is piling up. I think that's the best way to put it. I mean, we're already at double digits in some locations, and it's not even close to being over.
Yeah, that's the problem, because we've got more time with this and a lot of moisture. This system just has a wide open run with moisture, so that's why we're getting some of those high rates here, 1-2 inches per hour, and that adds up quickly.
Oh, it does, and I'll show you that on Defender if you don't believe them. Outside right now, we do have some spots that's not seeing much snow. I think south and southeast bound, you're not really picking it up as much as central zones and northern zones. Now you are. You're starting to see a lot of that snow fill on in as those temperatures continue to cool off. And now here's the deal. Look toward Cumberland Parkway. There's really not much falling at this moment. You're getting a bit of a break. Those bands are really to the north and south of you. But like Jim was talking about, that plume of moisture, this moisture plume actually reaches back. It goes from the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Pacific. I mean, it's a big moisture plume, and what that means is it's just pulling that moisture in from all different areas and bodies of water, and we have a lot really to go through the next several hours. Notice I said several. Frankfort, we're right around a foot of snow. They're trying to clear those roads off, but once they clear the roads off, it looks like snow just keeps pouring back on. But they're trying their best out there, that is for sure. Today's forecast, obviously, it's all about the winter storm. I'll talk about when you can expect for this stuff to just move on out and bring in those really cold temperatures coming up in just a few minutes.
Micah, thank you. And this morning we are tracking literally hundreds of closings around the state, from Fayette County to Pulaski County schools. Even the University of Kentucky and EKU are closed down because of the winter storm.
Check the bottom of your screen for a full list of those closings on WKYT this morning. You can also check for school and business closings on our website, WKYT.com.
Road crews have been working all night long this morning. They're trying to plow the streets, but that snow just keeps coming down, causing problems on the roadways. WKYT's Mike Linden is joining us live now as he's tracking road conditions across Lexington. Mike?
Good morning, Bill. Right now at a stop at the intersection at Richmond Road and Man o' War, and things are quite messy on the roads. Now, the main roads have seemingly already been hit by road crews, so that is making things just a little bit easier for drivers. But as you can see, a lot of spinning tires around us this morning from cars that are trying to go from those side roads onto the main roads. Now, as you do get out on those roads, you're going to quickly notice that things are very difficult to drive on due to this very wet, heavy snow that began yesterday. Things aren't going to give you much traction out on those roadways. Traveling is extremely discouraged this morning, so if you can stay home, it is certainly a good idea to do so. But if for any reason at all that you need to be out on those roadways, be sure to bring a shovel with you just in case, because we've already had to pull over this morning and help drivers just push themselves off of those side roads and get back on the road. So things are very difficult to drive on this morning, and it's seemingly just going to continue, as Jim and Micah were just saying only a few minutes ago. Until then, live in Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike. Be safe out there. We will check in again for an update on those road conditions in just a couple minutes. Right now, let's take a live look at one of our sky cams we have set up around the city. This is a look at the Center Point project this morning downtown. As you can see, North Limestone and South Upper Streets completely snow covered. The Center Point project will likely be stalled, of course, again today because of all this winter weather, along with a lot of folks even being able to go into their place of business, really. Let's take a look now at live drive traffic and see how things are looking in some other spots of town. Mike obviously brought us a summary from Richmond Road at Man o' War, which he said looked okay, but still really treacherous. Broadway and High Street looks like it has been plowed, perhaps maybe even a couple of times, but as you can see, it's still very white and could be an issue for you.
Tells a story, doesn't it, right there, that visual, as you see. That's a downtown street literally covered with inches of snow this morning, and that is the situation throughout the city. So everybody keep that in mind if you plan to travel or in the decisions that you make this morning about what you're going to do on this Thursday morning. Lexington police responded to dozens of crashes after the snow started pouring down late last night. The drivers tell us the interstates were also littered with accidents. Treacherous road conditions just too much for many to handle. One driver said they weren't going to try to make it home.
I must have passed 10, 15 wrecks in the last 20, 30 miles. So I pulled off 75. I'm going to a hotel and staying the night and trying to see what it's like tomorrow.
Crews started plowing the roads around 6:30 last night, but it is getting hard for them to try to keep up with the amount of snow that is falling. You should stay off of the roads today if possible. That's what all people of reason are saying this morning.
Well, Lexington city leaders have opened up the Rupp Arena parking lot so folks downtown can keep their cars off the streets, of course, so those snow plows can get through and do their job. Streets and roads crews working in 12-hour shifts. Lexington city offices will be closed today. There will be no garbage pickup. Fayette County courts closed today as well. LexTran is operating on its snow plan today. At last check, 15 flights at Bluegrass Airport were canceled.
And we'd anticipate most of those canceled this morning. We'll keep you updated, though, as we'll check with the airport here in a minute. We're tracking a car fire in Lexington this morning. That happened on Eureka Springs around 9 o'clock last night, right around the time all this was really getting tough. A man told police that he went to start his car and it started a massive fire. Police are not sure what started those flames, and no one was injured in that.
A driver was airlifted to UK Hospital overnight after a crash in Perry County. Hazard police tell us a vehicle crashed into the back of a piece of construction equipment on Kentucky 80. It happened just before 11 o'clock. Police say low visibility caused the driver to crash. That person is now suffering from serious injuries this morning. Transportation
leaders say semi-crashes closed the Bluegrass Parkway in Woodford County and eastbound I-64 in Bath County overnight. And Georgetown roads were quickly covered in snow. On Tuesday, the mayor of Georgetown announced a new interim snow plan. City and county leaders hope that they were more prepared for the snow this time around. But Wednesday's rain kept the crews from being able to pre-treat the roads.
Just because you got a four-wheel drive does not mean you can drive fast. You can't stop, you know, especially if it's icy. So just slow down and take your time.
Don't overestimate your capabilities out there. If you're on the roads, make sure that your tank is full of gasoline. Keep a blanket in your car, boots and gloves handy, bottled water and a fully charged cell phone. All good ideas in this situation.
The roads are not any better in neighboring Franklin County this morning. Major roads like Versailles Road and the interstate snow covered, but folks are taking their time out there and playing it safe. Yesterday, Franklin County's attention was on flooding concerns and closing the Kentucky River floodgate as a precaution. It's for the first time since 2010.
I'm tired of the snow. I'm ready for spring. Just melted today and now we got more.
The Franklin County Sheriff says his office worked tons of accidents last night, but there were no serious injuries.
All right, I think she said it well. Firefighters in Bourbon County say that the roads there are getting worse because of the snow this morning. This is what it looked like in downtown Paris shortly after the snow started to fall. The firefighters told us emergency crews have worked a few dozen accidents overnight in Bourbon County. Bourbon County schools are closed today. Now keep checking the bottom of your screen for our full list of closings, and it is a long one this morning.
Viewers just like you have been sending us in photos from this winter storm across Kentucky. Evan sent us a photo from Franklin County. His backyard really looks like a winter lovely scene there, doesn't it? Hunter snapped this picture outside of Memorial Hall at the University of Kentucky campus. Classes are canceled. And Chad sent us this of the snow coming down in Campbellsville. You can send us a photo of your little interpretation of this winter storm where you live. Use the hashtag WKYT Rules of Winter.
Beautiful scenes out there, you know. And remember, we can help you track the winter storm anytime. Take control of our First Alert Defender. Zoom into your neighborhood or community by downloading the WKYT Radar app. And you'll also find the latest weather information and all of those closings on WKYT.com. Remember, if you should lose power, you can watch our live streaming coverage on the WKYT News app on your smartphone. And it is good to have you along with us this morning. We're going to get through this. It's going to be a rough patch for sure for a day or two here. WKYT this morning just getting started. It is 4:38.
One step at a time, right, Micah?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And not just step, but driving. You got to really take it easy outside. There's an interstate somewhere in there. A big winter storm ahead and on us right now. We'll go over the latest forecast and those details up next.